take a ride at least today. No conversations. Time to take her home. Her dizzy head is conscious laden. Time to wait too long. To wait too long. To wait too long.
What shoes are those? Are those loafer?
Loafers. I sent you.
Loafers?
Whoever's in charge of that.
Oh, you're fucking shitting me.
Yeah.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, dude. They're like Crocs. I mean,
Do we have Bullet up here? I wouldn't mind a Bullet on the rocks. I did. He made me. I've been drinking my vodka.
That's.
Well, I got to be honest with you, and I know I'm not allowed to talk about this, but it's my recovery's through the fucking roof when I drink it. Like I sleep crazy good.
Why can't you talk about that?
And it's like a legal thing. I think you can't. I think it's. I mean, I'll put it in the podcast. I don't give a fuck.
Well, that's like. Somebody was telling me that you can't show yourself drinking fucking liquor in a liquor commercial. Dude, that's a thing. Like, dude, you can pour it all you want, but you cannot show somebody drinking like straight liquor.
Can I tell you what I think's fucking insane? You have to sign up for a Pornhub account in the South to watch Pornhub. True. In the South, they want you to sign up with your government name. I guarantee you, if you're from Mississippi, right? I guarantee you in Mississippi.
I hadn't been back home in a while. I know. I heard that at least it's like Alabama. I heard that.
It's you heard it was in Alabama.
I heard that. A friend that Tanner told me, actually.
It's North Carolina, it's Texas, it's Arkansas, it's Oklahoma.
Wait, so what do you have to put in, like your driver's license number?
Dude, I go to Pornhub and I can't even figure out how to sign up to get an account, right? I can't even figure out. It says sign in.
It's like too complicated.
It's too complicated. I'm like,
just jerk off.
Yeah, my hands are all lotion, like my phone's slipping. I'm like, God damn it. So then I go to X Hamster,
where they haven't done that one yet. Yeah, dude.
Big J Ogre sends me X Hamster videos all the time. We were laughing so hard about Liang at one point goes, I want to do something wild. Like, I don't know, what's something you'd watch in porn? And I was like, well, why don't you crawl under the bed, get stuck, and I'll fuck you while you're stuck under the bed. She was like, what? I was like, that's like what I watch. Yeah. So Big J and I were sending videos of these two stepsons fucking their mom who was stuck in a window.
Okay.
Do you guys talk like this on the road?
Fuck yeah, we do, man.
I imagine the road is as a musician so much more fun.
Dude, yes. When you have the right crew, which we do, I have the perfect crew right now. And I just mean that like everybody, I don't know, there's just a perfect flow. And yeah, there's just every single person in my crew is like, you can honestly say like, I don't know a single person like that person. And it just makes this dynamic of just everybody's fun and interesting and stupid and funny. And it's awesome.
How did it start for you? I feel like I know this is like the dumbest thing to say to someone, but I feel like you're very poetic. Like the way you put things together.
Well, I started out as a songwriter.
Really?
Like I didn't give a shit about being an artist because all my buddies were signing record deals. And to be honest, I was like watching their lives end because of it's just like once you sign a record deal and you're trying to work a song at radio, you're gone and you don't get to play golf anymore and you don't get to hunt, you don't get to fish or go to the bar with your buddy. You're just gone. And if you're not gone, you're in town, but you're fucking exhausted. So I was just like writing songs and I was like kind of, I wrote Up Down, which was a Morgan Wallen song. And that was my first number one. And
did you know him before you wrote the song?
Yeah. So he and I had known each other for probably 2 years, but prior to that, and had written a bunch of songs like in that time span. But where was I? So and then out of the blue one day, Big Loud, who is my record label, I'd gotten to know them really well because I wrote Up Down and I had a bunch of FGL songs coming out because they had taken a liking to me, but I still like they had all just like taken a chance on me because I didn't have any credentials yet. I had nothing yet. You know what I mean? They just gave me a shot and I went out on the road with FGL for a couple of years and they were at the time managed by Big Loud. So I was kind of in this Big Loud camp, even though I didn't contractually belong to them at all.
Yeah.
And dude, I mean, it was like something out of a movie. They called me in one day and I walk into this office and it was the four partners and they literally slapped a record deal in front of me. And they were like, we want to sign you to a record deal. And I was like, Fuck no, dude.
For real?
Yes, dude. I was like, I'm like about to have my first number one. And like, when you're a signed songwriter, people don't realize, but like, just because you sign a publishing deal, you're not making $100,000 on your first if you don't have a hit, like you're not making any sort of life-changing amount of money until you write your first hit. And then that's when like your ship rolls in and everything really, really starts happening. And so I was like seeing that happen for the first time. And I was like, I'm not signing a fucking record deal and like starting over and like giving up my songwriting career and trying to jump into this artist thing where now people know who I am in town, but nobody's going to know who I am out there. Anyway, but I did it. I did it like, it took me a few months and I just like I gave it a lot of thought. And I just read The Alchemist, which is like a book about omens and shit and like opportunities.
I read the wrong one.
What do you mean?
There's another one. It's
the same guy though?
No. God damn it. Can you pull up The Alchemist?
You read a different book.
So wait, is The Alchemist the one
the kid
where the
travels
guy's trying to solve a murder?
No.
I read that one.
Is it called The Alchemist? That'd be awesome if there's two alchemists and one of them is like the one that's most translated next to the Bible and the other one's just a murder mystery.
I did not read that one. Hold on, find out the name of The Alchemist. There's an Alchemist novel.
Did you finish the whole thing? Thinking
I got like the third into the book. I go, I'm not learning anything about life in this. Let's see.
And it was like a murder mystery or something?
Murder mystery. It was, I'll find out what it was called. It was when I was working at Barnes & Noble.
No. What kind of guy would write a book called The Alchemist knowing that the big alchemists?
Dude, I'm the kind of guy that didn't know, like I thought the Illuminati was just what Tupac's record label was called. Because I got into it with Tom and Will Compton yesterday about stoicism. They're really into stoicism.
What does stoic mean?
It's some bullshit fucking.
Does it mean like content with your no? I just heard it and I was like,
struggle is the journey. These two fucking jackasses think they follow one guy on Instagram and they
embody that entire.
These two fucking cocks follow one guy on Instagram and they fucking get it.
Stoic, a person who can endure pain without showing feelings or complaining. That's not me, dude.
That's not me at all. I'm the exact opposite.
I'll bitch and complain the whole way. That's my wife.
Yeah, I'm. If there's what's the word for a guy who likes to wake up and have a cocktail at fucking 10 o'clock in the morning? That's my thing. I don't think it's stoicism.
It's
joyousism.
Oh, I like that. That's cool.
Joyousism. I'm a joyist.
Am I that? I don't think I'm that either. I don't know what the fuck I am.
So wait, can you? Okay. So I remember one time. Someone asked me, hey, where did you write that joke? Like, do you remember where you were when you wrote that joke? I can tell you jokes that I wrote that, like, I used to have a joke about putting a vegetable in my wife's ass. And you should use a carrot, not a cucumber, because a cucumber's too aggressive. It's like a home invasion.
Yeah.
Carrot kind of slides in there.
Yeah,
excuse me. I remember I was at Ralph's on 3rd. And she was with George, and I remember where I was standing when I wrote that joke. Do you remember that when it comes to songs? Do you go like, oh, my front porch?
Yeah. Writing the song is easy to remember. Sometimes what's hard to remember is where the idea, like where you were when you came up with the idea.
Really?
Because I have like a list of hundreds of ideas on my phone, just like jotted down random shit. Yeah. So, but like the songwriting process is so like industrialized and very like I have a publisher and he schedules my writes every day. And it's like, I don't even like, he knows who my top 20 or 30 collaborators are. There's like 400 signed songwriters in Nashville, right? But he knows my circle and I don't ever, have any, he does a great job. So I'll look at my calendar that morning. I'm like, oh, I'm with, Hunter Phelps and David Garcia, two guys that have huge hits and nobody, has ever heard of. They're just Nashville songwriters. And so you remember like, where you wrote it, but the cool thing, the thing you forget is like where you came up, like where that idea hits you.
Wait, walk me through like what, like, I'm so fascinated by songwriting because I was in a band. I don't know if I told you this. I was in a band in college. Yeah. We kicked out the lead guitarist. He formed a band called Creed. And so
Mark Tremonti?
What? Mark Tremonti, yeah. He was in my fraternity. And so
what?
Yeah.
That's right.
By the way, I totally get that Mark Tremonti says this never happened, but we all have our truths. So
damn. Okay. All right.
So, but I wrote songs and I really loved writing songs. There's the same math in writing a joke. Writing a joke takes so much longer, I think, than writing a song. But the math in writing a joke, once you start to it's like untangling a necklace, you know, when you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so, but I find it so cool. It's almost like soothing. I'm curious to hear your take. Do you go in and you have ideas that you jot down? Do the chord structures and everything, you kind of go like...
With country, it's not that important.
I fucking love you.
It's really not. Like, you cannot be married to, you cannot become obsessed with anything but the lyric in country. I mean, the melody can't suck, but country has, listen to 90s country. Every other fucking song sounded exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's not about the melody. It's not about the chords. It's about the lyric. And so the lyric is what you have to like dive into. Everything else is like, you can just sort of freestyle the melody, but as long as the lyric is right, it's fine.
So Rednecker is one of my favorite songs. I listen to it aggressively. I love it. I fish in the same, I swim in the same hole I fish.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I'll tell you what it does for me. It reminds me of mudding and being in someone's truck and there being chew on the floor, like an empty bag of Red Man on the floor and a couple Bud Light cans running around. Yeah, dude. And you're just bouncing and you're young and you're out by power lines and like that. You're
from Florida, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm a redneck, not like my wife. Like, she's real fucking redneck.
No, I know. She's from, what's her town in Georgia?
Well, when you say my town's smaller than your town, that is
I remember she told me in Vegas, she was like, my town had like 600 people or 60 people. I don't know.
They have one stoplight.
Yeah.
They have a Wendy's, a Piggly Wiggly. And that's like, you know, it's crazy. I've always wanted to write this as a joke and it never makes sense to people that didn't grow up in the South. All of her granny's recipes are all stuff you can get at a convenience store. So none of it's like,
like it's how you cook it, right?
It's like a pack of Slim Jims.
Yeah, Slim Jims. It's a Twinkie and Spam, and you mix it all together, and it tastes amazing.
She had this dressing that was so good, and I was like, "What's in this?" She's like, "Ritz crackers." No wonder.
And mayonnaise. Yeah, dude, it's bananas, Ritz crackers, and mayonnaise, dude.
Yeah. But when you write that song, I was visioning it. I was trying to think on the plane last night. Were you sitting with a bunch of your boys and you guys were bragging about how redneck you were, and then someone said that and you went, "That's a great." Have
you seen this? Do you know this? Are you?
No, I'm being dead serious.
That's exactly how it happened.
For real?
We were in Colorado. We were on a writing retreat, and it was the end of the night, and we were. It was a bunch of guys just sitting around. I think we were actually watching. This was like the beginning of 2018, and it was the game where Georgia and Oklahoma played, or Oklahoma or Alabama, in the Rose Bowl, and it was like back and forth, and we were all just kind of sitting around watching, and we were so stoned, and me and just two other. It just happened to be the corner of the room that was like talking, and somebody said redneck, and then I remember Andy Albert said like, "Well, I'm rednecker than you," and we all, we were just so stoned, and we like just kind of chuckled about it, and then we all, I mean, it's probably how a joke, I don't know, but we all like had that like, oh fuck, like that could be a huge idea. And we like quietly snuck up the stairs because, like when you're on writing retreats, people could just pop their head in and be like, "What's going on?" And then they sit in and then they're on the song and then somebody else. We just kind of, and dude, we went up. So it started as a joke, and then we all had like that light bulb moment, and we were like, "Let's go write this song right now." And we wrote it with no guitar. We wrote it like a Shel Silverstein poem. We wrote the entire lyric with no music or anything. And then when we got back to Nashville like 2 weeks later, and Jordan Schmidt, who's one of the writers on it, is he's a producer also, so he does like amazing tracks, and he's got like 1 million number ones. But he just kind of put the music down, and we then put the lyrics to like a melody. But that's kind of my point, is like the lyric is so much more important than anything else. But that's exactly how it happened. It was started as a joke.
What I think is interesting about you is you cross genres throughout. Like I feel like you cross genres incredibly well.
Thank you, man.
And it doesn't make me feel like I'm married to a country album. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I'm listening to the new album. I'm listening to Psycho, and I'm like, and I'm going like, throughout the whole everything. You just like all your stuff. I had on here. I didn't even realize I had it. After we hung out, I bought your essentials on iTunes.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I didn't realize they were coming up in my feed. I'm listening to you, not realizing it's you.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, the fucking, I can only tell you the part of the song that I remember. The John Deere Green. What song's that?
That's a Joe Diffie song.
Is that?
Yeah, it's a cover actually. That is so Joe Diffie. I'm sure you know
John
that
Deere
name.
Green.
That was he was like a big artist in the 90s. And
Yeah.
we did like a tribute record to him, and like
That's a fuck.
yeah.
But
That's a
it's-
classic, dude.
God, it's so fucking cool. And how do you feel about? Because right now everyone's putting their foot into comedy. Like everyone wants to be a comedian. Comedy's so hot right now.
Yeah.
That everyone's like, I was thinking about.
I didn't know if that was just my like TikTok algorithm, or if that. I mean, comedy. I've always thought comedy was cool, but like it does feel like it's like large. It's as big as it's ever been. Is that a thing? Is that real?
That's very real.
Yeah.
You're talking to a very mediocre comic who just wrapped up an arena tour.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck?
Well,
What the fuck?
what happened though? Like, do you think social media, like clips, do you think that stuff had a lot to do with people discovering people? And like,
I think podcasting podcasting was number one for us. Is
Okay.
that people got to hear who we were, and I think started like, it's like, take a look at Theo. He's a great example.
mm-hmm.
Theo, I've known how fucking funny Theo is for a very long time.
And he was nobody for forever. I wouldn't say not a nobody.
He wasn't nobody, but he was just like hustling, like
Mm-hmm.
doing spots, and then when he got on podcasts and you got to see,
Yeah.
I don't like, I love talking about Theo because he was a person that I knew for a long time and then worked with on a TV show. And in doing this TV show, me and Amy Schumer were like, this guy is different. Like he really is different to the point where you don't know if he's fucking with you or not a lot of times.
Even in real, it's
In real
it's
life.
it's all the same.
In real
I've
life,
noticed that.
he would, and I think he's been like that his whole life. He told me the funniest story one time about I'm sorry, Theo, if whatever, but he grew up fast, right? Like he grew up fast
For sure.
And so he was driving to a party in some town and he had a drink in his lap and he got lost. And so he started driving. So he started just driving home and he got pulled over and the cop said, where you coming from? He goes, my house. He goes, where are you going to? He goes, my house. And the cop's like, son. And he goes, I'm lost. But it's just such a real Theoism in real life.
Yeah.
And he was like that. He was so funny. If anyone could, I would purchase the rights to that TV show we did, and I would just do a documentary on everything Theo said in that because he was so interesting that we were like fascinated. But when he got on podcasts, people saw more than a guy doing a 10-minute spot or an hour special. Theo's specials are phenomenal, but Theo uncut is fucking genius.
Yeah. He's like this. I don't know like the depths of comedy and all the people, but it is funny that his stuff is like the way that he can create like new like words to describe things and like stories that are so far-fetched, like the wooden shirt thing that I've heard before. And like, I don't know. I've never known anybody to it's like, I mean, he created a lane, it seems like.
I'll tell you, and I don't know if there's an equivalent in the songwriting, but when it comes to comedy, Theo has an ability. My thing I'm good at is telling the story and creating an arc and wrapping it up. I'm good at storytelling. The thing I lack at, which Theo excels in, I mean, to an astounding rate at me, is starting a story.
Okay.
My cousin got bit by a gay.
Oh, yeah.
So
We'll see.
that turns out. That is, for me, when I heard that, like there's a very few moments where I hear something go, fuck. That's the best beginning to a story I've ever heard.
Yeah.
If I had that, mine are always, I used to struggle with it when I was younger, but yeah. And so I think podcasting, everyone wants to get into comedy. What I think is interesting is that people, I hope it's going to sound egocentric, but like to get into comedy is one thing. To be an artist, to get into country because country's hot right now is one thing, but to be involved in country and have it be your lifestyle and have comedy be your lifestyle, something you've committed your life to for 25 years, it's a very far distance from this step in to where
I agree 1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of people like, and we talked about that a second ago, getting into country. I gotta be careful how I say this, but
because you know they're all going to come to you for a hit.
I fucking know it, dude. But I honestly, I'm not bashing anybody, dude.
Yeah.
I've always said like music doesn't have rules, just make music, like just make music. But like one thing, and I have to say this, and I've been saying this in interviews, and I appreciate this so much, is there's one guy that I know that has come to country and for 6 months came to town like 20 times, and he wrote songs with normal ass songwriters that just have hits, like guys that you've never heard of on the, you know, like Josh Thompson and I mean, you know, Red Akins, which people kind of know who he is because of his artist career back in the day, but all these people that he just immersed himself in the town, and he put together a record, and he went to fucking Winners and Losers every night. Those are the two like bars that the songwriters go to and the thing, and it was Post Malone. And I think it's the coolest thing in the world that he immersed himself in the life, and he didn't just like, he's not jumping on a trend. Like he came to Nashville and he embodied the lifestyle for 6 months, and he's got a record coming out, and I've heard it, and it's fucking amazing.
For real.
Yes, it is, dude. It's going to blow the walls off. It's people are going to die. It's so good.
I ran into him at a bar last weekend, and you're never going to believe this.
Wait, were you in Dallas? Where?
I was in LA.
Okay.
We were at the Comedy Store bar. And what happens, I don't know if this happens to you, but like when you go home and you go to your local bar, you're the person people know there.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
when I go to the Comedy Store bar, people are always coming up. And so I kind of do this thing where I close my eyes. I did it yesterday. I like focused in, and I just say, I'm very kind to everyone. And hey, very nice to meet you. Thank you so much. And Post Malone came up and introduced himself, and I did not recognize him.
How is that possible?
Fucking gold teeth. I went, hey, I just was in this like, very nice to meet you. Because a lot of interesting folks.
And too, like LA, like there's a lot of people with face tattoos and shit. Right? Yeah.
And so, and I didn't even see any of his face tats. It was his teeth, and I saw his teeth, and I went, very nice to meet you. And then I walked away, and I went, and someone said, it's fucking Post Malone. And I went,
oh,
shut the, and I turned around and I said, I am so sorry. I'm such a fan. My girls, my daughters and my wife are in love with him. And I was like, I've never asked for pictures. I have to get a picture with you. And he was like, he was so kind.
Bro, the kindest. Like, I don't know how. I'm like, when I met him, I'm like, dude, you're like one of the biggest artists in the world. How are you so nice to people? And that sounds like, I don't know. It's crazy that you can have that level of everybody in the world. Everybody in the world knows who you are. Yeah. So everybody's going to want something, and he still like makes time for anybody. Any interaction I've ever seen him have with somebody, handshake, looks him in the eye, gives him a hug. Like, it's crazy. It's amazing.
There's an authenticity with him. I think Jelly's got it. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Those two people, I strive to be more like them, because I think I get caught up in my own fucking shit. I'm
totally.
Like, this is the whole thing about stoicism is like, the one thing they said that I couldn't wrap my head around is like, you shouldn't really enjoy the praise. The praise is all fake. And I'm like, no, the praise feels good. Like when you get on stage.
That's part of stoicism, is like, you can't enjoy that. What do you do it for then?
To sound good on Instagram. By the way, I'm texting with this guy, Ron Holiday, who's like sending me stoic books. He's like, no, you just gotta, he was actually really kind, because I busted his balls on the podcast. And then he was like, I understand what you're saying. As there's these wallpaper stoics who have taken a couple of things and that applies to them, and it's just like cold plunging, or like the internet's filled with so many fucking know-it-alls, and it's like, and it's the thing that we're dealing with comedy and country, is that it gets hot and people want to be a part of the hot thing, and then and when it's your life, you sit back and you go, it's cool. I want to see you. I want everyone to fall in love with my shit. I want everyone to love comedy. I want more people to do comedy. I do. I genuinely think every workplace should have an open mic night and let everyone learn how to do comedy. It's being funny is so cool.
Yeah.
And by the way,
it's like the best trait you can have.
Yeah. It's and to be a little funnier. And our version of that as kids, when I was a kid, was just to steal from Sam Kinison or Ace Ventura. That was how we learned how to be funny. But to be funny on your own and get up on an open mic and learn how to write a joke from your heart, and it's so cool. And writing music is way fucking cooler.
Dude, I think that comedians could be songwriters in a fucking heartbeat.
That's
because
all I wanted to hear.
instead of making people, dude, it's the truth. It's the same. I think it's the same craft. I think that you're just condensing it into 3.5 minutes as opposed to, an hour and a half.
My songs that I write always turn into So I was telling Tom this. No one really knows this, but I was a guitar comic, but first.
Yeah.
Like I played a guitar and wrote songs. I'd just cover songs and then change the lyrics and make funny songs.
Mm-hmm.
I did it for Tom and his wife yesterday. 2 days ago. We were in Houston, Texas at a bar. And I was like, I pulled out a guitar and it makes his wife cringe. And I started writing funny songs about her. And they were like, shut up. But what happens with comedy is when you bring a guitar on stage, that's it. That's all anyone wants to see. They're like, oh, go. I could never learn. So I brought a guitar one time in New York on stage, and all anyone did was stare at the guitar, and I went, I will never bring this thing on stage.
Oh, really? So it bombed, or like,
it murders so hard that they don't want
you don't want to be the guitar guy for the rest of your life.
And well, maybe. I mean, I wouldn't mind if I was really, really good. I would love that. I mean,
what do you mean though? I'm curious.
You bring a guitar on stage, and all anyone does is stare at the guitar and go, when are you going to play that? So I was like, I'll never learn how to do stand up. If I bring a guitar up here, I'll always lean into this guitar. And it's just such a powerful, and especially if you can play anything, people are always shocked. Like when I play, people are like, wait, you know how to play guitar?
I just saw it literally 2 days ago. I can't remember what you were playing. It was a clip like 2 days ago. Yeah. I was like, oh, I didn't know Bert knew how to play guitar.
Yeah. I was like, I just recently started playing again because it shuts my brain off. But I don't write songs. I like to learn a song because I'm not that great. So like, Tennessee Jed by the Grateful Dead.
No.
Such a great fucking song.
Okay. Such
a great song. But it's got a real complex C in it. It's okay. And I just, once you get, do you remember, I know I'm older than you. Do you remember Stone Temple Pilots, Plush?
It's like one of my favorite bands.
Do you remember how hard that song?
Yeah.
Dun,
it's the walk down.
Yeah. Do you remember how hard that was to learn?
Yeah.
And once you learned it, then you could pick it up. And people are like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, dude.
How did you start in the music? Like you grew up in Philadelphia, Mississippi. The only thing I know about Philadelphia, Mississippi is that great football player came out of there.
Marcus Dupree. God damn, everybody knows that, dude. That's crazy.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
It's a great line you have in one of your lyrics. I'm from a town with the name. There's a bigger city
named after another.
Yeah. It's a great lyric. And you know what was so cool is as soon as I heard that, I went, wait, where did he grow up? And then I went, oh, what a good fucking lyric.
Thank you. Yeah, Marcus Dupree. Dude, my dad was a high school referee and for like 30 years. And when I was a kid, when I was like mid-teens, he would tell me, he's like, dude, I'm telling you, I refereed this kid in the 80s and he was the most untouchable. He was a monster. And he was like, dude, he went to Oklahoma. He broke this, like, the record for the rushing, Fiesta Bowl, rushing yards. And he didn't even play the second half, blah, blah, blah. And they ended up making the 30 for 30, and that was cool. Yeah. But dude, my family, music was like a very, 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 very important, like, staple in my family. Like there was always music playing, or like when you got in the car, the first thing you did was like figure out what music was back then, in the 90s, what radio station.
What music was playing in your house?
So for my dad kind of, controlled he was on aux back in the day, if that's what you want to call it. He was playing like, yeah, whatever. He was playing like, a lot of Aerosmith, a lot of ZZ Top. Occasionally it would be like Nirvana or Pearl Jam. It was like current,
How old's your dad?
He's 63.
That's cool.
So he grew up in the fucking best era of America ever, dude.
Well, I think we're entering right now. We're the best era of music. I think we're entering it.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think because I thought it was dead for a while.
I think that rock and roll is definitely like the one thing that is like coming to life for the first time in a long time. Sorry, go ahead.
No, but
I'd love to hear like who do you think, like, who are people do you think are like bringing that back?
Well, I think so. I want to be specific because I just went through a deep dive the other day. I went through on my thing, and I was like, we're getting at that place where music was in the, and I think it's going to be truncated. It's going to be quicker. But in the 70s, we had all these great Southern rock bands. And I think they created the child that wrote fucking In Bloom. And I think those artists are the ones that are your grooming when you listen to in the car with your parents, and they're undeniable. I mean, Leonard Skinner to me is one of the best. We were just with a group of, so much great stuff, but then there was such a body of work. Like, I know you, look, I love David Allan Coe. I think he's a bad motherfucker. I listen to David Allan Coe every single goddamn day. I fucking love that motherfucker.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
dude.
I love that motherfucker.
I would not, what do they say? I didn't have that in my bingo card.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
David Allan Coe, but like Marshall Tucker, like all that was the roots of where we got to rock in the 80s and 90s. And I think right now it's going to be so skinnied up because of the internet, because people have access to it so much quicker, that I think that it's going to be sped up. And I think we're on the cusp of the greatest rock bands, hard rock bands that we've ever seen. I think that's going to be happening. And I think that you guys are you're the kindling for it, because you guys are bringing back real music.
Dude, thank you. That's super. I mean, shit, that's awesome.
Get ready, Fry fans. Checkers and Rallies, home of the mouthwatering seasoned fries, is gearing up for National French Fry Day in a big way from July 1st through the 12th. They're giving you the chance to win big with their fully loaded Fry Pass sweepstake. Winners will receive fully loaded fries for a year. That's enough for one regular size, fully loaded fry each week for 52 weeks. 1 year of decadent and delicious fry delight. To enter, simply visit frygiveaway.com. No purchase necessary. And it's open to U.S. residents age 18 and older. They're picking 100 lucky winners, so don't miss out. But wait, there's more. In honor of National French Fry Day, now falling on a Friday. Get it? A Friday. From July 12th to July 14th, Fry fans can score a free regular size, fully loaded fries with any purchase through the Checkers and Rallies Rewards program. Just download the app and become a member of the Checkers and Rallies Reward program to claim your free fries. It's that easy. So mark your calendars and head over to Checkers and Rallies this National French Fry Day. Whether you're craving classic seasoned fries or fully loaded goodness, there's something for every fry lover. My mouth's watering as I'm reading this. I'm thinking of Checkers and Rallies. Join the celebration at Checkers and Rallies. After a hard day, I just want to take a shower. So I love going out on the weekends. But sometimes my friends want to visit some pretty upscale places, which means I've got to up my grooming game. My go-to solution is an invigorating shower with Cremo's men's body wash. You know, someone recently asked me if I was wearing a new cologne, and it's actually amazing. It's my new body wash from Cremo. It's time to elevate and enhance your hygiene routine with Cremo body wash. Cremo combines a rich lathering and hydrating formulas with meticulously balanced, multi-layered fragrances for a superior shower experience. Cremo's newest men's body wash scent makes a regular shower feel like a luxurious experience. Their bourbon vanilla body wash invigorates the senses with bold distillers' spices, perfectly balanced with notes of rich Madagascar vanilla and aged oak to create a shower experience that meets even the highest of standards. I showered with Cremo after an intense workout yesterday, and I felt and smelt great right away. The new vintage suede scent from Cremo is like nothing I've ever used before. The scent really evolves as you wash, and it smells incredible. I am not a cologne guy, but I do like smelling good, and it is nice that we can kill two birds with one stone. Take a shower, and that scent carries with me through the day. The new bourbon vanilla men's body wash is excellent, absolutely worth trying out. You'll step out of the shower feeling like a new man and like having a drink. Cremo's body wash for men gets me clean, but also relaxes me after a long day, thanks to the rich scents of bourbon and vanilla that immediately fill the shower and my senses. You can find Cremo men's body wash in its new distinctive bourbon vanilla scent at Walmart or Walmart.com. Once again, that's Walmart or Walmart.com. I just heard someone for the first time. Now, I'm always slow to things. Like I said, I knew you before I knew your music.
Yeah, which is fucking awesome. I hope that. Yeah,
that's
awesome.
I just discovered someone on the bus last night. I was like, shut the fuck up. He's so good. I'll tell you exactly who it is. And you know, probably, I'm logged out of my goddamn fucking Instagram. Fucking.
Is it a rock band?
No, it's all I'm listening to is country right now. And that is so, I was not that kid in high school, wasn't into Garth. I mean, listen to Garth, but like,
well, see, that was me too, bro. I didn't listen to country till I like moved to Nashville. I was a rock and roll kid. I grew up country, but anyway.
But I'll see if I can find exactly who I was talking about.
I'm trying to think of who it would be that you don't know already, because you know Ernest, you know Morgan.
Yep. Yeah.
What if it's somebody I despise, dude?
No, I'll tell you who I've partied with the other day, and I've been really obsessed with his song Delilah, is Marcus King.
Oh yeah. I saw a video of him. So I don't know him at all. My old tour manager works for Marcus now, and my wife is friends with Marcus's wife, but I don't really know him at all. But I heard he's like a really great dude, and his music is really cool.
He's fucking the sweetest. I mean, he is the sweetest. We did a pretty insane podcast together, and then we went out and went to a show, and Leanne's like real. Like when the music was in her house, but it was Hank Williams Sr. Mm-hmm. It was
old school.
Old school. And that's what she's in love with. She turned me on to Hank 3.
Dude, he looks just like Hank Williams Sr. It's creepy, dude.
He sounds like him.
Bro.
He's fucking.
I know. It's like he is. I mean, it's crazy.
We went to a show of his when we were on the road for Travel Channel, and we watched him play and then his punk band play after.
Yeah.
He played a full country set.
Yeah. And then like a Pantera ass sounding with like a circle pit and shit.
I remember watching him go up with his dad when his dad had to accept an award, and he had like a mohawk and tats. And I was like, I remember as a kid, I was like, what's that kid doing? He should be doing country. And then all of a sudden I heard him. I was like, oh, he's doing all of it.
Yeah.
He's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's a real deal, dude.
He is a real deal.
He like follows me on Instagram and shit, but I've never met him. But I mean, dude, he's one of those guys that I like look at. I should probably tell him this at some point. Maybe he'll see this. But like he was like an inspiration, because I'm like, dude, you can mix, genres really well. Like, I'm like, dude, you're country and like you have rednecks at your crowd, but there's like a mosh pit at your show. I was like, that's fucking dope. I want to do that.
And he was taking back old school country.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm bad at it, but.
No, but I know what you mean. Yeah. Not yodeling, but like I don't know. Well, actually, Hank Sr.
Hank Sr. was.
Did he yodel technically? I don't know what to do,
Yeah.
She broke my heart, it seems. Yeah, but I know what you're talking about.
So music's in your household. When do you get your first instrument, or was there instruments around the house?
There was a piano, but I still to this day can't really play piano. Right. So somebody brought a guitar to my house when I was like 13, and I picked it up for like 6 months, and then I never touched it again. And then when I was like, yeah, my parents like would get me an electric guitar, and I would kind of learn it, and then I would, I would kind of give up on it. But when I really started taking it seriously, probably I was like 17, and I got a acoustic guitar, and I just kind of learned all the chords, and then like all the songs that are like the easy, you know what I mean? You can there's a lot of songs you can play with just the 4 or 5 chords or whatever.
You know what's great being as old as I am? I can play a song that no one's ever heard and sing it, and people will go, what the fuck is that? And I go, I just wrote it. Woke up to the sound of pouring rain.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
Pinhead pictures and I think of you.
What is that? Who is it?
It's Skid Row.
Skid Row. Who's the singer? Sebastian Bach?
Sebastian Bach. I smoked weed with him, and Tiffany wanted to fuck me. So big is a good story, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to tell it to you.
Go.
So,
I saw Skid Row in concert when I was like 7. By the way, with Kiss. First time I saw titties.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking Skid. He was. I'll just say was at 18 years old. Sebastian Bach was hot to men and women. He was gorgeous.
He was the dude. Yeah,
he was
awesome.
Fucking gorgeous. So we do a TV show called Never Mind the Bullocks, or Never Mind the Buzzcocks. Mark Maron's hosting.
Okay.
On a team, it's me, Sebastian Bach, and Tiffany. And
Tiffany the artist.
Yeah.
Okay.
She
Sorry.
just posed in Playboy. Pull up that photo. So I happen to be very fucking funny on this show. Like, I was magically funny as fuck. So funny that that everyone was like, who the fuck is this guy? There was a thing they did. There was this thing who's the lead singer of Loverboy? Find that out. There was a thing they do, and it was all a rock-based game show. They'd bring up 3 men, one of which was the lead singer of Loverboy, and they'd go, guys, you get to ask questions to these guys to find out who the lead singer of Loverboy. What's his name? The lead singer of Loverboy? I think it's Mark or David. And so everyone's like, what's his name? Mike Reno. Okay. So I go, so there's 3 dudes. One is Mike Reno.
Okay.
And they're all standing and they're all looking at the studio audience and we're asking questions, seeing if we could get them to break. And I go, hold on, everyone stop. I can tell you right now who the lead singer of Loverboy is. And I stop and I look, I go, hey, Mike. And one guy turns. I was like,
you didn't know?
I didn't know. I just go, hey, Mike. And he turns. I go, it's that guy. And so I was really, I was genuinely very funny on this. And I was young. And
that's good.
So we get done, and Sebastian Bach, Sherrod Small, and we're all sitting. And Sebastian goes, hey, man, you want to get high? Who's the kid from New Kids on the Block? The youngest one. Joey McIntyre's there.
Oh, okay.
Joey McIntyre, Tiffany, Sebastian Bach, me, Sherrod Small are all smoking a joint. And Tiffany comes up and says, in the middle of the show, she leans over to me and she goes, you're really funny. And I was like, oh, thanks. She's like, where do you live? I said, Los Angeles. She goes, I live in Los Angeles. I'm like, cool. And she goes, we should hang out sometime. And I was like, great. She goes, let's exchange numbers. I was like, okay. And so then we go back to playing the game and Sebastian Bach comes up and he's like, you're going to fuck Tiffany. And I go, I think so. So we all go back and we start smoking a joint and it's all of us. And Joey McIntyre's like, and Sebastian's like, you're going to fuck Tiffany. You're going to fuck Tiffany. You're going to fuck Tiffany.
Can't let it go.
He's like, let it go. We're all smoking pot. And Joey McIntyre's like, dude, you should definitely hook up with Tiffany. She looked amazing too. So she comes back and we're all in the green room, we're smoking pot. And we're all like, we're talking and everyone's watching her to see if we exchange numbers. She goes, all right, it was good seeing you guys. Joe, it was great seeing you guys. I'm going to leave. And she walks out and the room goes, oh. Sebastian goes, I'm so sorry, buddy. And then all of a sudden her assistant comes in and goes, Tiffany would like to have have her number. And the room's quiet. He leaves and Sebastian Bach goes, he's fucking Tiffany. It was such a great fucking, I never fucked Tiffany.
I was going to say,
I never fucked Tiffany.
Well.
No, I never fucked Tiffany. But Sebastian Bach was a bad motherfucker. But you can play these old songs from like the 90s that kids have never heard. And they're like, whoa, you wrote that? And you're just like, well, whatever. Yeah. You ever write a song and then someone goes, oh, that's the exact chord structure to this and that? For real?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't care though. Sue me. I've been sued twice, I think, already.
Really?
Dude, it's hard to not be like on top of something. And the law is, I think it's like, it has to be 7 notes in a row. The chords, bro, you cannot sue anybody over chords. You technically can't sue over ideas, which I think is kind of ridiculous because the idea, like if it's like an incredible idea, like I have a song called Wait in the Truck. And it's like, if somebody would have heard that and then like put it out before me and like rewrote it and put it out before me, like I couldn't sue them if the song was the same concept, but sounded completely different. But you can sue for melody. So I think it's, do you know if it's like 7 notes in a row or 5 notes?
You have to prove like certain things.
You have to prove like that I was somewhere where I heard this song, right? So if it was already a hit song, then duh. Like it's easy to prove because like at some point if it was a hit song, like I heard it on the radio or something.
I used to get nervous, like because there is things where you will say things on stage in the moment and go, God, that came out so quick and clean. I heard that somewhere.
Yeah. Well, that's those are the best songs though. The best songs that you can write are like, this melody is too familiar. And then you look it up or somehow, and then you're like, no, we're good. Or an idea where you're like, that has been written before. Like, and you Google it and you're like, there's not a single song called whatever. Yeah. And that's just like, to me, it's so good or just so good. I mean, I guess that's the best way to describe it, that like you think that it's been done before and it hasn't. Do
you write songs? I'm talking strictly out of how from comedy point of view. Do you ever write songs where you go, I think I'm actually better than that, but everyone seems to love it?
Yeah. One beer. That was my first hit, dude. I love that song, man. And I'm sorry, Jake and Hillary, who I wrote it with. I love y'all. But yeah, I think so. I mean, like, dude, there's always a song that's like a little silly or dumb that people like love. Do you feel like that with jokes? Do you feel like there's like the dumbest jokes that you have and like people are like, that's my favorite one?
Yeah. I need someone that I respect to tell me they like it, and then I'll be cool with it. How much better have you gotten since when you first started writing music?
Exponentially.
Really?
Yeah.
Like I think is it make listening to music tough? Cause then you go
country music. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's kind of hard. It's like, cause and it's just my nature, and I fucking hate that I'm like this. And my wife hates that I'm like this.
Your wife's a bad motherfucker. Your wife's a bad
I knew I was going to get brought up at some point.
Your wife's a bad motherfucker. Your wife's the reason me and Shane fell in love with you.
Bro, does Shane know who I am?
Of course.
Dude, I ran into him twice in Vegas, and I was convinced. I was really drunk both times.
Yeah.
And both times I left that like interaction, and Callie was like, he fucking hates you.
No.
She was like, dude, he has no idea. Because I was like, what's up, dude? Like, Beer Olympic, blah. And I like barely remember the interaction, but it happened twice in 2 days. And both times, like, we'd walk away and she would just look at me and be like, I don't know. I think Shane Gillis fucking hates me, dude.
Shane doesn't. I'll say, I mean, obviously, it's wild to talk about your friends like this, but like, things have happened in Shane's life where his life's a tad bit out of control.
Okay.
And that like everyone, it's the same way like I didn't recognize Post Malone.
Yeah, okay.
Is so many people come up to him and I think it just happened like not overnight, but within a year of him becoming the biggest comic in the world.
Like since his special?
Beautiful Dogs came out, and it was, and I think he knew it was going to happen. I mean, we all knew it was going to happen, but I don't think any of us, including Shane, saw it happen the way it did.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like at a party, like Vince Vaughn's pulling him aside,
mm-hmm.
and like Vince Vaughn's the guy,
mm-hmm.
and so I think Shane just is like has blinders on a little bit in public places.
Maybe that's a little bit of my ego too, like like that I assumed that he would know exactly who I was. Also,
I know for a fact he knows exactly who you are because we talked about your wife all day, nonstop that day.
Okay, cool.
Your wife,
bro.
Can we just tell?
Let's
how fucking great your fucking wife is?
When I met her, first of all, she went to Ole Miss, which is like notorious party school.
Yeah.
When I met her, she was a fucking animal, dude. I was afraid of her. Like I'm 7 years older than her, so she was like a senior in college when we started dating, and at the time I was like 26.
Yeah.
And I would go down there and I would be like, "Don't make me throw up tonight," or like take care of me. Like I was afraid. I was like out of my party era at the time. When she turns it on, it's scary.
When she turns it on, it's
awesome.
This is how we met, you and your wife.
Yeah.
The first thing of Beer Olympics is you chug 3 beers as fast as you can chug.
But not like they're like in one fucking thing.
It's in one boot.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like fucking Taylor goes up and kills 3 beers in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, holy shit. Me and Shane killed it in 6 seconds. You and your wife go up, murder 3 beers, and then your wife very casually walks over to their garden and throws up the 3 beers and goes, "What's next?"
Yeah.
And we went, "What the fuck are we competing against?"
Dude. Then it was Flip Cup, and then the Midland guys, like she puked again, and I went and puked after that.
You guys were just
we were just a puke couple, dude.
You guys were in the purge. You just go out, you throw them up. And I remember one person going, "Hold on, is this cheating? Because she's not getting drunk. She's just throwing the beers up."
Oh, she got drunk, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, and I'm not gonna be able to make it this year, which sucks, but is puking, should that be against the fucking rules?
No.
I don't think so either, man.
I can't puke. I can't.
Oh, see, I can.
I can't.
Like, I can easily, I could puke on command right now if I really tried.
I can only puke if you puke. I remember distancing myself from your wife because I was like, if she throws up again, I'm throwing up. That was like, when you talk like bottoms of like me partying, I was fucking 285 probably.
Then that was like that
was a low and I remember I couldn't get my wedding ring off my finger.
Ooh.
And I was in the pool.
Makes me like,
and now it slides off so easy. It's almost like God's going, "You should cheat. You lost weight, buddy. You're looking good. You've earned it." take it off, slides off. And so, but I remember being in the pool that day, just trying to get my body to deflate, to take my wedding ring off, because it was giving me anxiety.
Oh, fuck.
And I was so bloated. And I knew that we were just going to drink more.
Yeah.
And I was in the middle of Fully Loaded. We had to fly back and get back.
Oh, that was in the middle of your tour?
It was in the middle of our summer festival.
Yeah.
And so, but that was like a moment in time. I don't know if the Beer Olympics will ever be that thing again. I know they're doing it in Vegas this year. I tried desperately to make it.
Yeah,
I think Shane,
me too.
Shane's doing something. He can't make it. It was fucking epic.
It was, dude. She, it was a side of her now that she's gotten out of college. Like I don't see that side of her as much now, but it was my proudest moment, dude, because that was like, she has this animalistic, her dad's a Navy SEAL, was a Navy SEAL.
Oh, wow.
And but he's also like, you would never know it kind of thing, but he instilled, and he's a girl dad, 3 daughters, and literally like has instilled this animalistic thought process behind all of them that like when you turn it on, like there's no going back. And she has that shit. And I don't even see it all that much, because she's a sweetheart. But man, when she turns it on, and that day I was so proud of her because she was so nervous going up to it. And I was like, we are the underdogs. I was like, it's all these fucking jacked dudes and you're the only girl in the competition. And dude, when she showed up and it was just, I was so proud of her. And she made such a great impression. She was so embarrassed, I think, for a little bit.
No.
And I was like, no, you don't understand. You were the hero of the whole, you were the all-star of the whole thing, I think.
I had a couple takeaways of people I remembered from that day, and that's why you got into my essentials.
That's awesome, man.
Because I was like,
I owe it all to her.
No, because I was like, that's Leanne. You're never going to get it out of her. But if you get Leanne at the right time, she wants to show you, I can still hang. I'm not fucking some old lady that I can get after it. And like, I think right after that, we were all at the Super Bowl, maybe.
Yeah. And when I saw you again, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, when you had your vodka party, and you invited us.
Yeah, and we saw you again there, and then Liam was getting it after it that night.
Oh, she was. Oh, God. We were kind of early. We were early on that in that party, I think. But that was where I ran into Shane for the first time, and Callie was like, "You just made a fool of yourself." Shane
was pretty lit.
Okay,
he was pretty lit. He said something.
Right. Perspective is everything, dude. But I was such a fan, and I just left, and I was like, "God damn it, dude! I just made a fucking fool of myself."
No.
And then I did it the next night again, and it was the same exact thing.
Shane's authentically into country music.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's living his best life. Like all those dudes moved to Austin. Joe.
That's right. He lives in Austin now.
And he loves it. He goes to Texas baseball games and
that's cool.
I was at the Moody Center and I was like, come by. And he was like, I'm going to see Brooks and Dunn tonight. And I was like, Tom moved to Austin and was like, lives in Austin. I don't know what he does there, but he just lives there.
But he's not a country music guy?
Tom. You know Tom.
He's a hip-hop guy, right?
Yeah, hardcore hip-hop.
I've only met him once at y'all's, the vodka party.
It's lackluster meeting him. It's a letdown.
I mean, he definitely couldn't wait to not talk to me anymore.
Marcus King texted me the other night, I met the wrong bear first.
Oh, no.
I said, I know. If you're going to meet one of us, it's me. You definitely want to meet me. You do not want to meet Tom. Is he
just no bullshit, or he just like not trying to make new friends?
No, he really is a stoic. He just is like, was not going to lie to you. He's not going to he doesn't need you to feel better about the moment. He just needs to be, he's real. And it's really great to have as a friend, because he is very grounded, but, and very seldomly gets emotional. Like last night he got emotional, called me and I was like, fuck. I was wondering what the fuck was going on. And he opened up, and I'd never see that in Tom. He's keeps everything close. His dad went to Vietnam, and I think his dad is just one of those, raised a tough dude. And he's a sweetheart. I love him to death. But you're not going to turn him on to something you and your wife would have a very interesting dinner with him and his wife. You'd love his wife. His wife's fucking awesome. But Tom would probably say very little.
Okay.
And so
All right.
And he's cool with silence. I'm not.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Dude. Next time we're in Austin, we're going to dinner, dude.
You should go to Austin and do your mom's house with him.
Oh, I would
he's
love
more
to.
fun there. When he's on camera, he's a little more fun. It's like he's a brilliant stand-up. And
yeah,
but you don't see a lot of all the brilliance in his stand-up when you hang with him.
Right.
Like he's pretty, it's pretty measured, I guess.
Do you find that a lot of those guys, do you think that like who are some guys that you know? So like Theo is himself. Like none of that is a bit, right? Yeah. That's all just Theo. In my opinion, he's just being himself. You're very similar, but do you find guys that are like, you meet a comedian and you're like, that you are not, your show is like your art form, but when your person is completely different.
Yeah.
Who are like some of those people?
Daniel Tosh.
Really?
Daniel Tosh.
Well, I bet Tosh, he's just like nicest guy in the world.
Sweetest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Sweetest guy in the world. Makes eye contact, like really a very sweet, giggles a lot. Like he giggles, like he's an observer.
That's
so like,
funny.
He'll be like, and you'll be like, what? And he's like, I don't know. What the fuck's going on? You have gold teeth in the back of your mouth? You go, yeah. Oh, wait, what? Why? Like just real curious, kind of funny.
Yeah.
But you see him on stage and it's very different than him off stage. He's also very private. He doesn't want, very wisely, I wish I'd maybe have taken the same approach. He doesn't want to share all of his lives stories. He wants to just do what he wants to do on stage. Louis that way, Louis on stage. Louis off stage is just a very quiet, he's a lot like Tom. Very quiet, thoughtful dude. Rogan, have you ever met Rogan?
No.
Rogan is Rogan 100% of the day. Yeah. I don't know how he goes to sleep. He's so Rogan. Like he is just intense and he's fucking, his brain never shuts off. And he is, I can't even, I find it fun to introduce people to Joe, to get them to see him, to interact with him, because what you've seen on the podcast is exactly who he is. No answer goes uncontested. Tell me, what are you doing for diet these days? And you say something. Hold on, hang on. So are you eating vegetables? Vegetables there's a toxin in vegetables, and you're like, okay, I don't know. Right, but Joe, you can get to laugh when like. I remember one time we were on the phone. He said, "You're looking good. What are you doing for diet?" And I was being serious. I said, "I stopped ordering appetizers." For Joe, that is the most comedic thing he's ever heard. He's like, "That's how you're losing weight? You just stopped ordering appetizers." He goes, "How many appetizers were you eating?" I said, "Well, I'd make it rain. I'd fucking get all the appetizers. I'd fucking light them up." He was the reason I had a joke in one. I told it in something where about. I was on stage and they were yelling things out, and someone yelled out Helen Keller, and I said, I used to think Anne Frank and Helen Keller were the same person. And Rogan pulled me aside. He goes, "Is that fucking real?" And I went, "Yeah." I said, I found out at the Anne Frank house. He goes, hold on. You got to get back on stage. You got to tell it. Tell the whole thing. And like he's just very like he loves comedy.
Yeah,
he's gotten very redneck. Like
I've picked up on that for sure.
He's gotten very like he loves country music.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, actually, yeah, dude, because he had Jelly, he had Zach Bryan, Luke Combs. He's had like a lot of
Luke Combs.
He's great.
What was the new song Oklahoma? But it just came out.
Oh, I haven't even listened to it.
Luke Combs
what's today.
Hey, can I get one more? We got to get you out of here in at least 30 minutes, right?
Yeah. Hey, can I piss?
Yeah, go piss.
Dude,
Pete, will you make 2 more drinks? This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Let's talk about sex. Guys, remember when you were always ready to go? Now you can increase your performance and get that extra confidence in bed. Listen up, BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but in chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. The best part, it's all done online. So no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, no waiting at the pharmacy. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped directly to your door in a discreet package. Let me tell you something. These things are awesome. It is nice to be ready to go. I like the ready to go. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code Bertcast at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code Bertcast to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. Thank you, Blue Chew, for sponsoring this podcast. You know, guys, I've been promoting True Classic for a while, but they seriously are the best shirts. If you have a stomach, they hide the gut. If you are skinny, they make you look ripped. All because they are tighter in the chest and shoulders and looser around the belly. You look jacked in these shirts. I know, I'm constantly taking my shirt off, but when I do have it on, True Classic is my go-to. I wore one yesterday. Comedy shows, nights out. I wore one on the boat yesterday. It is their workout active line is the shit. For a limited time, snag their buy more savings more deal when you shop with my exclusive link at trueclassic.com/Bertcast. The best part is that True Classic sells premium products at an affordable price. You can get their best-selling t-shirts, hoodies, jeans, and more in 3, 6, and 9 packs. I'm telling you right now, my arms look awesome in these shirts. My shoulders look awesome in these shirts. And they hang at the perfect way for my stomach to look fairly skinny. Throw out all those ratty t-shirts and upgrade your closet. For a limited time only, snag their buy more, save more deal when you shop with my exclusive link at trueclassic.com/Bertcast. Discover the perfect blend of summer vibes and timeless elegance with True Classic. Shop now and elevate your summer wardrobe today. I'll get you all the Innova discs.
Please.
I'll get you all the Discraft
Do you have
gifts.
a deal with anybody?
No, so it's funny you asked that. We're talking about disc golf. So I'm going through something. I don't know what it is, and I'm certain you can possibly identify with it, but I don't know what parts of my life are performative anymore and what's authentic. So disc golf is something I am obsessed with. I love to death. And as soon as I started getting into it, all my managers and agents were like, yo, and all the companies were like, I talked about it on Rogan, and they're like, all of a sudden disc golf started popping up everywhere, and everyone's like, it was really big for disc golf. We'd love to get you involved. And I talked about the companies, and in all honesty, anyone that's involved in disc golf, it's a passion project. There's not a ton of money to be made in disc golf. There is money to be made, but it's not like.
But you have to be like the greatest of all time to.
Well, you'd have the heads, like the legends, are all making great money. But even like the manufacturers, they're doing it because they love disc. Everyone's in it because they absolutely love disc golf.
Okay, I got you now. Passion
project.
And
so then I started to get involved financially in companies, and then I went, no. I just want to love it. Because if I do this and it becomes a job, I don't want to make everything a job.
Yeah, and
So
sure.
I just do it. I buy my own discs. People will send me discs all the time. I'll use them. There's only a couple I love throwing, and I don't really put it out the way I used to. That when I go play, I just go. We played, I think, every day this week, and
every day this week.
Yeah, we go on the road every day. Every day we go.
You find a spot everywhere? Is there a spot everywhere now?
Best disc golf courses in the world. I've played all of them. I play with some of the best disc golfers in the world.
Okay, because I'm left-handed, but I throw a frisbee right-handed. But I want to throw because I consider myself pretty athletic. I want to throw overhanded.
Okay.
Even for my drive. Is that okay?
So there's a guy, I met him in Arizona. He is the best overhand disc. So you can throw it overhand, and what happens is it turns over and flies upside down.
Right.
And there's a guy that does it, and he can fucking chuck it. And
that's good because it kind of lands real soft, right? It's more controlled.
It's not. That guy's amazing. I do that when I need to. Like the other day, I wanted to go over these trees, and I knew I couldn't. But I knew I could if I did it that way. Right. I'll do it like if I drive into some shit and I need to get out of somewhere.
Okay.
I'll do that because it's easier. It's easier to control it that way. I throw forehand, so I throw like a baseball. I throw it like
that's how so you throw overhanded.
Okay.
And I don't mean I just mean I want to throw it like this as opposed to like an old school.
That's the way I throw. I have beautiful technique. I was throwing backhanded for a while, and there was this woman, Paige Pierce, who was really getting into my technique. And as I did it, I felt something pop. And I was like, oh
no.
And so I started throwing, and then I hurt my arm. So I started throwing forehand, and I just felt it more natural to me.
Okay, now I understand. So forehand is like
this,
where I want to throw it like that.
That's a throw. That is a throw.
So that's like not, I can't, that's how I want to learn how to, because golf is kind of the same. It's like swing your swing. It doesn't have to be perfect as long as you know how to play your game or whatever.
Yeah. I love disc golf.
Dude, I want to we have my sound guy who's like this big redneck dude. He's also a really great golfer, but he's into disc golf, and he hasn't really like not pressured me, but like, you know, been like, we got to go play. But
the thing about disc golf is it's very accessible, and you'll find yourself getting better within one round. And by the end, you'll go, oh, I want to do this again tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And then you'll see yourself, and especially if you are playing with guys at all the same level, and like I do, I destroy everyone I play with.
Oh, shit.
My whole team. I never lose. Pete knows the scores. I beat everyone by 9 strokes yesterday, 2 days ago. Like Austin's got some great disc golf courses. And so we're always in Austin.
I don't even know if Nashville, you played one in Nashville?
Of course they do. Of course they do. And they'll be beautiful, gorgeous disc golf courses.
I don't even fucking know. Like, I mean, I've lived there for 14 years. I have no idea. You could not tell you right now.
Disc golf course app.
Look it up right now. Look it up right now.
It's Luke Combs.
Does he do it?
No, Where the Wild Things Are.
Yeah.
That song fucked me up.
Bro.
That song fucked me up.
Dude. So the writers, that's one of Luke's only, and I think I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. That's a 2-way. Luke actually didn't write that song. That's a perfect example of kind of what I was talking about earlier. 2 guys that you never heard of ever, but Randy Montana and I think a guy named Dave Turnbull, just 2 like amazing songwriters, just wrote that song, and then I think Luke just cut it. But man, what a song!
That song.
When he at the end, when he's like was the Indian bikes? What was the
Indian Scout?
Yeah, we're made for speed, and you're like, oh, I know what's coming, dude. Ooh, God, man, and you go out to California to see your brother. Oh my God, dude, the storytelling.
The Sunset Strip.
I got chills. Chills on my arms right now.
It's good storytelling.
Chills on my face. It's so good, dude.
Yeah,
fuck, it's so good.
But I went through. I had a deep dive. What cover, like I always say covers because as a kid growing up, covers were like the thing. Like when you'd watch Tesla played, and they played Signs.
Oh yeah,
you remember that?
Yeah, because I remember of course, because at the end they said made my own fucking sign.
Yeah. I was when I was learning how to play the guitar, and I learned how to play that, and I was like,
who did original Signs?
It was like
Kinks or something like.
No, I think it had to be like Arlo Guthrie.
Oh, I would have never guessed.
Arlo Guthrie was a bad motherfucker. What can I ask you about? Because I'll tell you who my entree, I realized on the plane yesterday, my entree to country music was, and why I am in love with it right now is a band called Wilco. You ever listen to Wilco?
I know who they are. I know a couple Wilco songs. They're Austin, Texas, right?
No, they're Chicago.
Oh, what?
Uncle Tupelo was their band, and it was like progressive country.
I know very, very little about Wilco. My manager's favorite band is and what's the lead guy's name?
Jeff Tweedy.
Yeah, Tweedy. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about him. That got you into like what I do?
Yeah, because
that's a hell of a segue. I mean, it's very different.
So their music wasn't. It's not. I would call it dad rock. I know they wouldn't like that, but it's like emotional storytelling. But with I would say what are bluegrass country riffs. Like I think it's more.
I agree with that.
And I think The Dead also has a little bit to do with that. The Dead and Widespread Panic and all these bands that were like my foundation bands.
For country.
Widespread. Well, I think Widespread's genre moving like you are, in that you'll get some songs that you're like, that doesn't make total sense.
I hear it though. I do hear it.
And it's kissing cousins. Is like Dwayne Trucks is the drummer for Widespread. Derek Trucks is played with the Dead.
Played with the Dead.
Dead. Sturgill Simpson played with the Dead. Like it's all, they're all kind of like that same. I don't know. And there's a band called Goose that I fucking love.
Never heard of them. No. I'll check it out.
I'll turn you on to Goose. It's very more jam bandy, but pretty good.
Okay. Is that sorry, what were you going to ask?
Oh, this is his new Oklahoma song, Luke Combs. Sorry.
I haven't heard it. I got to check. Did it just come out? Like
it just came out like 2 days ago when I was in Oklahoma.
Okay, it came out on Friday then.
It's why you gotta love that your phones listen to you. I'm sitting there and I'm in Oklahoma, and then all of a sudden this starts playing, and I'm like,
can you look up the writers on that? I bet I can guess who they are without even telling you.
Will you take a look? Pull it up there.
Is it? Yeah. Wait, don't say the rest. Jonathan Singleton? Nice. Is it a 2-way? And Luke. Fuck, man, that sounds dope.
I want to be in on a writing session. I want to go to a writer's retreat and go like, hey, what about this? Like, just be the outlier that like, all my songs would be about drinking.
That's okay. That's what most of them are anyway.
All my songs. I wrote a song the other day. I was trying to write it, and I wrote good chords for it, but it was about, I was just fucking around up here, and I was like trying to decide if I was going to drink tonight. And I was like, all the things that go on in your head if deciding if I was going to drink tonight. But then, of course, my brain goes, maybe I'll get on Amazon and buy some knives, like the things that are authentic to me, and like no one else connects with. Maybe I'll fuck my wife. Maybe I'll drink tonight. So,
I think I think comedians could hang in a writing room easily. The thing about Nashville that I've experienced, obviously way more than LA, but like the big difference is that Nashville's writing process is so quick, dude.
Really?
Yeah, like half of the hits I've written, like I wrote God's Country, the Blake Shelton song, and like the three of us, me, Devin, and Dawson and Jordan Schmidt wrote that in like 30 minutes.
Really?
But it's just when they're firing and everybody, it's just, you never go back and fix shit. It's like, yeah, that's dope. Let's keep going. Yeah. And it's so fast. That's the coolest thing I think about writing rooms. And it's kind of that's like a new wave of writers where a lot of the old guys who are still like really talented, but it's very, they just mull every line over until it's perfect and all that. But, no, you should, man. I mean, it'd be cool to sit in and just see everybody.
I would love to just go in, smoke weed and drink and just every now and then just come up with like
just throw something out.
I think Theo would be great for a fucking writer's retreat.
He would, because you're constantly looking for new ways to describe things because everything becomes boring after a while, right?
Yeah.
Like a girl's butt. You know what I mean? And in country, like you could be like, Theo, give me 5 different ways to say like butt, and he could rattle them off like that. And that's like, you're looking for those guys that are like, whatever you want. He's always like the devil's this or the whatever's that. You know what I mean? And that's what you're looking for.
Oh,
like you want to, because if you create a new way to say a country girl's butt, that's going to fucking be in every song for the next 10 years.
That really is comedy. As you go, I need a new way to say this.
Mm-hmm.
I need a fun way to say what I'm trying to say. I don't want to say it like this. Like, and it's like my whole first chunk of this special is about Leanne getting old, and I was like, how many different ways can I call her old?
Yeah.
And I was like, I got 9 minutes of it.
Yeah.
It's just, and I keep adding to it, and I'm like, I really want you to play the guitar for me.
Okay.
It's so funny. It makes some people so uncomfortable, and it does not for me. Like, I feel like you get to watch, like, it's just so good. It might be my new favorite thing.
Let's do it.
Let me show you what guitars. What do you Guitar Loyal?
No.
I love our Martins. They're my favorite fucking guitar.
My first real guitar was a Martin.
My first real guitar was Martin, $700. What do you do? I'm most curious, when you pick up a guitar, what's the first thing you do to like, where like?
Oh, I always play like it's either the same lick in G or in D. It's like just either one of those two every single time.
Show me real quick. Just give me one of the things that's happened when you wrote a song where you just picked it up, you hit this, you go, oh wait, bam, bam, oh wow, that sounds good. I wonder if that could be something, and then you go, oh, this is like,
oh, that Up Down was like that. Because I like the original old school GarageBand track, GarageBand, the shitty not shitty, but a beginner's Apple music recording thing. I did the track for the original demo for Up Down, and I was and then I kind of accidentally went, let's see, and it's that weird like, and that doesn't sound like it would belong, and it was kind of an accident. I think I was trying to figure out like the lick, and I kept it in there, and then it made it all the way through like the recording process. So when Morgan, or actually Joey Moy, his producer, played it for me, the actual cut, like, a year later when I finally got to hear it, and they kept that, and that ended up being such a big part of that song, and I was like, fuck, that's really cool. And I remember kind of landing on that and being like, that was a total accident, but it
do you have any songs that you wrote for other people that you go, God damn it, I wish I kept that for myself?
No.
Nope.
Because I love writing songs. I moved to Nashville to be a songwriter. The artist stuff came second. Not that I don't love it, but dude, any song that I've never once regretted giving a song away ever.
Really? So what would you like to play?
Dude, can I play a cover?
Please.
All right. It's my favorite song to play. When you said STP, it reminded me of that. So. Driving faster in my car, falling farther from just what we are. Smoke a cigarette and lie some more. These conversations kill. Falling faster in my car. At least today, no conversations. Time to take her home. Her dizzy head is conscious laden. Time to wait too long, to wait too long, to wait too long. Too much walking, shoes worn thin. Too much tripping and my soul's worn thin. Time to catch a ride at least today. Her name is what it means. Too much walking, shoes worn thin.
I had to fight back crying.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
I had to fight back crying because it's going viral, me crying. That was when you say, can I play a cover? It's funny, man. That took me back to driving in the mountains in West Virginia.
Okay.
When I first heard that song.
Yeah, dude.
And we were like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
You're so good.
Oh, thank you.
But what's crazy is like, how, this is a weird question. How come when you sing, no one makes fun of it, and when I sing, everyone makes fun of it? Like, is it, well, like, it's like, if I start singing, everyone's like, oh, like, what's that? Like, as you did it, I went, it just, I was like, what, who was the guy that was like, everyone had to ever hear you play guitar and go, dude, this is what you have to fucking do.
Dude, I had, if it's like the origin story or whatever, yeah. I picked up a guitar and played guitar in junior college when I was like 19. And I had like 3 or 4 friends that gassed me up and they were like, you can fucking do it, dude. I swear to God, you can do it. And it was like that. And then like my parents were also like, you know, they were like, you're pretty good. Go, like, or, you know, like I had like the support of like 4 or 5 people. And that's what I mean, that was all that it took for me to be like, all right, I'll move to Nashville and like give it a shot.
Wow.
It's pretty crazy.
You're so good.
Thank you, man.
And by the way, the what's crazy is I knew where the chord structure was going, and I'm trying to watch your fingers to see if I could replicate it one day.
Oh, it's so fucking easy.
It's not.
Yeah, it's though. It's easier than you think. It's easier than you think.
No, I'm watching it.
It's this way. It's the same thing as like playing but you just open it up so it's, and then it's just an E, but you just, dude, it's easier than you think. I swear to God.
Is your money working as hard as it could be for your future? A decade ago, Robinhood changed the investment landscape when they pioneered commission-free stock trading. Today, they continue to offer innovative products to help users build a better financial future, like IRAs, ETFs, options for qualified trailers, and much more. Take control of your financial future with Robinhood. Download the app or visit Robinhood.com to learn more. Disclosure: investing involves risk. Other fees may apply. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, is a registered broker-dealer. All right, let me show you my lyrics. Let me show you my chord structure.
Okay.
Here we go. Tell me, I don't remember it totally, but this was the song I wrote the other day. How did it go? Oh, yeah. So then it goes on. Wondering if I'm on a drink tonight. Very simple, right? I like what Mayer does a little better.
This has got a very Nirvana thing.
Yeah, right? I think it is that. And then it goes, I'm definitely gonna.
If I'm gonna drink tonight.
Oh, yeah, you take it over.
Wondering if I'm gonna drink tonight. It's fucking awesome. You go back to that? What's after that? What do you
know? You're the songwriter. Hope no one calls me something. I don't know.
Say a more offensive word.
So like if you write a song, so that's not enough, right?
That's plenty.
That's plenty.
Yeah.
I like when you use different like so when you wrote, if you were going to write that song, would you go like think of all the things that make you drink, or
is it wondering if or wondering what?
Wondering if. And then I definitely want to, and I want to tell you what's going to happen when I drink, and then I want to drink. So like if we're going to tell the story, I'm wondering if I'm going to drink tonight.
Okay, so if it's I'm wondering if I'm gonna drink tonight. The second verse could be like, because last time I did this thing and it like, you know, my girl left me or whatever, right? Yeah. The cool thing about an idea like that is because the chorus. So like. You can like write an entire verse and it's like a long sentence, and that sentence ends with wondering if I'm going to drink tonight. So like the first verse could be like blah, 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 and all this shit. And I drank and I threw up at the bar and my girl fucking left me. And, you know, I was hungover for 3 days and I finally drank a bunch of water. And now I'm sitting here, chorus, wondering if I'm going to drink tonight. You know what I mean? But then the next one could have like a different conjunction. So the next one could be like, you know, you could ask the question. You could be like, I'm such a fuck up. I'm an alcoholic. You know, I should be getting my shit together. But, you know, why am I still sitting here, chorus, wondering if I'm going to drink tonight? You know what I mean? Like you're just finishing a sentence, which is pretty much what a hook is.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. God damn it. Fuck.
All you're doing is creating a new sentence. And you got to make sure that every sentence ends with wondering if I'm going to drink tonight. What is that? It's not a prepositional phrase. It's a, because that's not a sentence. It's on its own, but it's I don't know, whatever that is. But that's a huge part of writing a hook is just don't do it like the first verse. However you get into that thought of wondering, don't do it the same again. So like, you know, it's like I'm here wondering. Okay, the next time you do it, don't say I'm here. Do like, why am I wondering if I'm going to drink tonight.
Yeah.
And then it could be like, my girl's probably somewhere with a new dude, but she's still worried about me. I wonder if she's wondering if I'm going to drink tonight. You know what I mean? Like, there's just, it's easier than you think though, man.
No, good. No, this is really good. I can't wait for this to become a hit. I could do this with you all day. I know you got to get out of here. What,
Dude, did I listen? So when I went home, I go home every year in Mississippi and I deer hunt for like a month. And I mean, I literally, my wife lets me do this, but I kind of go home and like reset, and I literally sit in the woods for like a month. We have this not shitty, it's amazing, but it's just old as shit deer camp. It's like the size of maybe this room, and I go out there by myself. Anyway, but I listened to Two Bears a lot when I hunted, and when you guys did y'all end up doing the 5K?
Yeah.
I remembered you talking about, didn't you FaceTime Chappelle and he did, or was it? No, Tom
won't FaceTime anybody. I FaceTimed everybody.
Yeah. But was it Chappelle or was it Kevin Hart that just said no?
Oh, I FaceTimed Chappelle. He didn't answer.
Yeah. Did he ever hit you back?
Yeah. Well, he FaceTimed me like right after that. This is how bad I am.
I listened, but he didn't do it during the episode, did he?
No.
Yeah, because I remember I was like waiting on it and it never happened.
I was at dinner with Leanne and Chappelle FaceTimed me. And I was in the middle of dinner with my wife, and I was like, I'll be back. And I just walked outside. I was like, I'm taking this fucking FaceTime.
That's sick.
Yeah, no, we did the 5K. Jelly did it. Jelly did his first.
Oh, that's the one. That was the same one.
Yeah, he did.
Wait, was that here or in?
It was here.
Oh, shit. Okay.
He flew out to do it here, and then he's committed me and him to a half marathon. We're doing a half marathon, I think, within 8 months.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
He's lost like 100 pounds. He looks great.
He looks great.
I know.
And man, we had a very, very, very emotional moment. Me, him, Bunny, and Leanne crossing that. And Bunny was like, you changed his life. She's like, he needed something like this to jumpstart it. And he's on the right path. And I look at Jelly and he's sobbing, crying. He said, I've only ever really walked a mile at a time. I just did 3.2 miles. And he was like, he goes, I'm not going back. And then immediately to fucking E Entertainment, he's like, we're doing a half marathon. I was like, easy, Jelly.
God damn it.
I was like, buddy, I think that's a fucking uphill battle for all of us.
Yeah,
we got to all start working hard.
What is a half marathon?
It's 12 miles.
Fuck.
It's not. When it goes to races, 5K is accessible for everyone. Very fun, good party.
Yeah.
I ran it twice. I ended up doing 6 miles.
In the same day?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But I've also run a marathon. Marathons suck. They are the worst of the races you'll run because no one's celebrating after. Half marathon, oddly enough, very much a challenge and very fun afterwards and fairly accessible for everyone.
What do you all like go get fucked up after that or what?
Oh, yeah.
I want to run a half marathon. That sounds awesome.
Well, we're doing another Two Bears 5K.
When are you doing it?
We're going to do a 5K and we're going to stagger it and do another distance race too. We'll do it we haven't announced it, but I'm pretty sure this fall, probably in Austin. But
I got a lot of time this fall.
Hey,
if you'll have me, I'll come do it.
What's your tour look like now?
So my tour starts not technically next week, but like next week is our first weekend back. I'm only playing 36 shows or something like that this year.
Oh,
dude, it's awesome.
36 shows, still a lot of shows.
Oh my God, bro. No way. I'm probably doing less than anybody in Nashville.
Really?
Yeah. I don't love it. I'm not a road dog. There's a lot of people out there like Lainey Wilson, who's like one of my best friends. She's doing like 200 a year.
Really?
Yeah. I just don't have it in me. I did it for 5 years, like 80, 90, 100 a year. And I just am like, you know what? I don't have to do that anymore. And I'm just not fucking going to.
Do you look back at those early touring days when it was all you guys and going like, God, that was the shit. I'd go back and do that again.
What do you think, Tanner?
What?
He said, do I look back on the old touring days? We're all in one bus. Would you do that again?
We were just talking about that.
We had the time of our fucking life, dude.
Really?
It was like college, but we were getting paid.
Yeah. I don't know how we did it. Dude, these days, if I'm like pretty hungover, I'm like a bitch all day. And back then, bro, I mean, we would do like, God, you don't have to edit this out, but we'd fucking eat an Adderall at midnight, you know what I mean? And just go to fucking 5 a.m. and just, and then wake up the next day and just be all right. I don't know. And it wasn't that long ago. It was like 5 years ago. But now it's like, if I do that, I'm fucked for like 3 days. I'm like mentally don't know who I am anymore. It's like a thing. But dude, we had so much fucking fun. It was like, especially like it's the greatest moment when you get your own bus. Like when I got my own bus and like mine in Cali, it's like our little house on the road. I'm sure you know what that's like. But like, you know, we have a crew of like, what'd you say?
I said to my wife this morning, I hate this bedroom. She said, what? And I said, I want to be on my bus.
Dude,
I told her, and I said, my bus is so perfect.
It's like a cave. So it's like your thing.
I built my bus specifically for me.
Mm-hmm.
I've shown people my bus, and everyone sees it, goes, oh, this is the fucking move. I took out the set of back bunks. I have bunks up front, 4 condos, and then I have, instead of another set of bunks, that's my bedroom.
Yeah.
So it's in the middle.
Oh, it's in the middle.
It's in the fucking middle, and you sleep. You do not hear bus call. You do not hear the engine start. You do not feel the bus move. You just wake up in a new city going, we're there. And it's pitch black, no windows, AC, 2 zones. I got the bathroom.
Yeah.
I got a big bathroom in the
like
back.
65. Please tell them it's just the coldest it gets,
so
dude.
cold, my lip swells. Yeah. My lip swells in the mornings. I go, God damn it, I get so cold in there. You could keep a dead body in there.
That's cool. I did mine, and I think next time I'm gonna put my bed in the middle.
I had the buses with the Star Coach in the back, and what would happen is you'd get in bed at 3, and bus call would be like at 4, and you'd hear them start up the engine.
Oh yeah,
like, God damn it!
You're on top of the engine. You're swaying back there. If it's windy or anything,
can I tell you how specific I was? Only people that live on buses will get this. I wanted my bed on the left side, so that when I was taking naps before the show, if you're on the right side, if you're sleeping on the right side, if the door opens and closes, all that aluminum makes the noise. You hear,
oh, yeah, you're right.
And so I said, put the bed on the other side so I don't hear the door open and closing.
Oh, that's smart.
I'll never sell this bus. By the way, I don't know how much longer I'll tour for, but
yeah.
I'll never sell this bus, but I fucking love this bus more than my house. It's my favorite thing I've ever had.
It's very important to make it feel like home. And I feel like I just designed my first one like a year ago. And I kind of can't wait to take another stab at it now that I've learned a lot of shit. But
I just said the other day, I said, I can't wait to build another bus. And they're like, for what? And I go, I don't know. I'm so excited. Dude, so excited.
It's like building a house, but you don't actually have to pay for it. You just pay for do you own yours? Did you buy it outright?
I bought it outright.
So what happens if your shit breaks down? Like,
I got to pay for everything. It's expensive. It's like.
So you don't do like a bus company out here?
I did for a long time. And it was like, I've spent so much money renting buses because especially at the time when buses were so hard to get, you'd have to rent it out for like 6 months. Even if you weren't using it, you still had it. And so I spent so much money on buses. I told Shane Gillis, buy a bus tomorrow. Buy a bus tomorrow. You will be on a tour bus for the rest of your fucking life. Buy a tour bus tomorrow. And you will, and by the way, you can sell it and get a new one and sell it and get a new one. The outside, I picked the color of the outside. It's the same color as my toenails. I have all the colors my daughter designed all of it. So that it's dark blues.
Like, oh, that's cool.
It's really comfortable. It smells great when you get on. Just smells awesome. I got so much. I got drugs in there. I got everything I'd ever want. Yeah. I actually, not even joking, I want to be buried in my tour bus.
Dude, you should do that. Like and then bury the bus.
Bury the bus. A huge fucking grave. And you see them just back the bus in for one last bus call.
Oh my God, bro. That's sick.
You back the bus down the thing, and everyone's got shovels, and they just start burying my goddamn bus.
All you got to do is just pay for like 4, maybe 10 fucking plots.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And then if people want to be buried in my bus also, they can just dig a little hole, a tunnel, and then they can put them in my bus.
In the back. Just slide them in there, dude.
Dude, this has been an amazing podcast. I'm so glad we did this.
You should title this one "Bury the Bus."
Bury the bus. I'll do it.
I enjoyed it, man. Thank you for having me.
You're the best. You're the absolute best. You're everything. You're everything. I say this about Jelly. I say this about Post. I say this about me. But you're everything. When you meet the person that you love, you want them to be everything that you hope they are. And you are that in spades. And you are just that across the board. You are the easiest hang, the funnest person to have a cocktail with in the morning. And you are such a fucking talented musician. It's an honor to be your friend, buddy.
Thank you, dude.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy Jimmy Kimmel.
I will.
This episode was brought to you by The Machine.